20 minutes to 9 o'clock. We're going to recap from the kneecap. Tyrone Fisher joins us every Friday. It's your business, right? Do you want to write a joke for me for a wedding?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've got a comedian next to you.
Why speak to these people somewhere, calling them for suggestions when I can just talk to you?
My rates have gone up, though. Got to somehow figure this economy out.
Okay, let's talk about the economy. But first, I missed you at the Cape Town Carnival last week.
Yeah, no, as mentioned, I wasn't there because I've quit drinking and I don't even go outside on weekends. As with this economy, got to have some budget cuts at home.
Very sorry to hear about that. But what news do you have for us this week?
So in the first story, we have the floral shirt knockout at Live Golf. Bryson DeChambeau may have won the tournament. But for me, it was floral shirted Willem who won our hearts with a left hook before the perfect upper right cut. I heard even Drickers can't hack a punch that cleanly. Member on the scene, Darren, member from Centurion Golf Club, reported O's got, insert swear word here, whacked.
Yeah, those Midrand four-ways boykies there, impressing the betties at the Live Golf. I saw that video and I have been wondering how this presents South Africa on the world stage.
Don't worry about it, Machana. The nations behind Live Golf love a war. They love a little bogey down.
It feels a bit like a hazard.
A bunker.
You're being out of bounds.
You know, I'm struggling to find another pun here. It's almost like I'm playing a scramble.
If you want to go at it, no, I can sometimes say that your jokes are subpar.
Is that why I'm not writing a wedding speech? But an absolute tap in from you. Let's get back to the news this week, Lester.
Thank you. Finally.
On a more serious note, with the Strait of Hormuz remaining closed, certain nations are preparing for the worst. In Southeast Asia, some countries have declared national emergencies and are encouraging citizens to take every measure they can to save energy. We're not there just yet in South Africa, thank goodness. But to make sure we don't get there, I do have an idea. Would you like to hear it?
You came with ideas last week, and I don't know. But okay, we need to have some out-of-the-box thinking.
Maybe I'm just what you need. So, how about this? We need to cut energy, right? How about every Wednesday we institute a public holiday? That way, no one has to turn on computers or drive to work one extra day of the week. Boom, energy saved.
Not, but also a terrible idea.
I know. So, but hear me out. Instead of Puza Thursday, we bring in Puza Wednesday.
But you know, how are we going to stop people from going out drinking? That may actually have the opposite effect of what we're trying to do.
No, that's the exact goal. Here's where my idea gets really clever. Hangover Thursdays. So now you've saved energy on Wednesday, right? Then, as we as a nation are going to be hungover on Thursday, we're not going to have the energy to spend. So less energy is being spent, more energy is being saved.
It's a bad idea, but could it work? Any others?
Not quite an energy-saving idea, but this one is for my English teachers out there. If you want to teach kids irony in South Africa, do not use police commissioner being charged with corruption as an example. We're now on our third police commissioner accused of corruption in the last 20 years, meaning that a South African police commissioner committing a crime is expected in South Africa, or par for the course, if you will. Leading us to need police commissioner commissaries.
I have an idea for a headline. Fani jou masamula.
Yeah, I'll tell the jokes, Lester. So, National Police Commissioner Fani Masamula is scheduled to appear in court next month for allegedly corrupt dealings around tender deals with Kat Matlala. The thing about that is that Matlala, up until about 2018, was on a criminal charge schedule. Almost every 2 years, he would be charged with a crime, and then the charges would be dropped. Charged with a crime, charges would be dropped. And yet still, in 2024, he was awarded a 3-year contract with SAPS. What are we doing here? No, seriously, Lester, what are we doing here? I'm kind of wading into territory I have no idea how to deal with.
Look, as a journalist, as a broadcaster, you do your due diligence, you do your research, and you investigate the situation first.
Okay, that sounds like in the corporate world, you call it a background check. It feels like the ANC hasn't heard of that, or I do have a theory. A more plausible explanation is that Matlala had Masamula's nudes.
Come on, Tyler.
Okay, that was a bit too far. That was too far. It's early. I'm sorry. What is genuinely frustrating me is that Cyril keeps on speaking out against corruption, which is great. Like, yes, but at the same time, he's the same guy putting corrupt people in positions of power. That's the dictionary definition of an own goal. And just, it's important this year, Bafana, do not take notes. There's going to be a moment before you go to the World Cup, Cyril is going to address you. Do not listen.
Do not listen to Cyril.
Especially the defenders. If you act like him, we won't even get through the group stages at the World Cup.
I think that's an excellent analogy there. What's next?
You know what would be helpful is also if we had a political party in opposition that didn't have to fire their leader because he ordered too much steers. Let's talk about the anti-dark matter member of the GNU, the Democratic Alliance. They have announced the candidates for the top leadership positions. For the position of federal leader, we have famous Joburger hater, Gordon Hill-Lewis, and against him, we have the guy you've never heard of, Sibusiso Dayonase.
I interviewed him, I think it was on Wednesday, earlier this week.
I actually listened to it. Why were you so mean to him, Lester?
I have to keep them honest. I have to ask the real questions. I have to ask meaningful questions to potential leaders of the second largest party in South Africa.
I mean, come on. Potential leader. Do you think Sibusiso actually has a chance of becoming the next DA leader? Do you think is he too young to remember what the DA called a failed experiment?
You're saying that there's a lesson from Musi Maimane. Are you saying that this is the DA following a professional and tested process?
I don't think they're going to follow a professional and tested process. I think they're going to follow the Hellenocratic process, which is who can suck up to her the best and who hasn't forgotten to pay their DA tithe.
Those are alleged, apparently.
Allegedly. The DA really is collecting scalps of young black leaders. Karabo Kokau, you will be missed. We hardly knew you. Do you know what Sibusiso actually studied?
I'm actually really not sure. Not something that I focused on, but
I don't know either. And this is a full true story. I looked on LinkedIn for like half an hour. I couldn't even find him there. But I really think he should have studied film studies, because then he would have watched a very important film, Get Out.
Well, I was most surprised of whenever a news article online referenced the challenger to Jordan Hill-Lewis. This guy was so anonymous. The only pictures that they had were pictures of Jordan Hill-Lewis. Tyron, where are you performing this week?
Next week, well, tonight I am at Ground Culture. I will be there. It's an award-nominated show for Savannah Comics Choice Award. So come through, see that it's good, and then vote for them to win the award. And then next week Wednesday, I will be at Obscene Parrot as well.
Tyron Fisher, he joins us every week for a weekly recap. Pleasure, mate. We'll chat to you next week.
Thank you.